himself obeys the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home, and government shut down on Mondays, it means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from Finland.
Simon Ekpa is looking like a bigger threat than what IPOB represents. And when I was reading about IPOB, I'm like, these people should realize that Simon Ekpa is asking the people to celebrate Biafra heroes from 29th to the 31st. IPOB only asked for one day. That's May 30, which is the day that over the years they had celebrated the Biafran heroes. But Simon Ekpa is saying no, it has to be from the 29th to the 31st. That is a threat on its own that we have to deal with.
Nnamdi Kanu has not done anything that other people from other zones have not done. We know about Sunday Igboho, of the Yoruba nation agitator. We know of the Boko Haram people that say they want a different country where Western education is an abomination. These people have been released. Not just that they have been released. In the case of Boko Haram, they've been re-assimilated to the society, given plum jobs, even in our military. They've been given money and been resuscitated, reconciled, and rehabilitated. Why is Nnamdi Kanu's case different? There is an ethnic and some unnecessary bias that is keeping that man in jail. The government should be wise enough to release this man. You can use the Julian Assange option. If you don't want to say you are losing face, you can release him conditionally. You can release him unconditionally. As a lawyer, I've watched the legal issues very clearly. And I saw that even in the courts, from the High Court to the Supreme Court, there are discordant tones amongst them. Even in the issue of bail, some of the tier of the courts had granted him bail. Even in the issue of the charges, some tier of the court had quashed all the charges. So you can see that the government has a lot of places it can stand to release the young man and bring peace to the Southeast. He is now more like a political prisoner. I tell you something, the longer Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, the taller he becomes and the shorter the government becomes. They should take the intelligent way out of this and release him like they did to other people. Rehabilitate him and reconcile him as they are reconciling Southeast completely to the nation.
Those who are asking, did you say Biafra will come in 2023? Biafra has been restored already. What is remaining is a complete declaration that will be defended. And before that happens, there are many things that we need to put in place. I want you to recount the achievement of the Biafra Republic government in exile under the leadership of Simon Ekpa, what we have achieved in 2023, and ask yourself that question again, and you will look very stupid. We have been able to form government in exile in 2023. In 2023, we have formed the de facto government. In 2023, we have launched Biafra Liberation Army. In 2023, we launched Biafra Navy, we launched Biafra Air Force, we launched the forces of Biafra. In 2023, we adopted Helsinki Declaration, which is the constitution of Biafra. In 2023, we had a convention in Finland where Biafra people gathered from all over the world as delegates to vote on the Biafra Charter, which is a living document subjected to amendment. In 2023, we have created 40 states of Biafra, and believe me, many more states will come because we are not done yet. In 2023, not only that we created state, we also brought a redesigned and a redrawn Biafra map to reflect the current situation and the current demography of Biafra. In 2023, we started engaging officially Nigeria state in a guerrilla warfare on self-defense. In 2023, we officially and publicly engaged Nigeria terrorist army, and we are neutralizing them on daily basis. It has never happened before in the history of Biafra after the war. In 2023, we publicly and openly made sure that Nigeria doesn't kill again in Biafra land and go free. So, if you look at those things I've mentioned and those ones I have not even mentioned, are you still going to challenge Simon Ekpa that Biafra has not been restored in 2023? Biafra declaration is not about mouth pronouncement. It's about putting every structure in place. It's about putting every mechanism and measures in place to shaping the map and the structure of Biafra. In 2023, we have designed the economic viability of Biafra. In 2023, we have kicked off the Biafra Urban Development Project. In 2023, we've made a lot of impact globally. In 2023, the Biafra awareness gained the highest momentum in the history of Biafra since after the war. In 2023, we made the Nigeria terrorist army to cry on the floor of National Assembly. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria. In 2023, those who are serving as the agent of Nigeria, benefiting from the corrupt entity called Nigeria, openly called for persecution, execution, and the kidnapping and arresting of Simon Ekpa because they know that this is a different thing from what they have seen in their entire life. In 2023, they call for the arrest of Simon Ekpa and call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Confusion. In 2023, after they have used many years to plan the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have come to say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a saint. He's a very gentle man. He's a nice person. But just 2 years ago, they kidnapped this nice person from Kenya. 2 years ago, they tortured him for 8 days. 2 years ago, he was an evil man. 2 years ago, they called him terrorist. 2 years ago, he was everything evil to them. 2 years ago, they spent hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. They kidnapped him and put him into a private jet from Kenya to Nigeria. 2 years ago, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was everything evil to Nigeria, including to Ohaneze Ndigbo and all of them. 2 years ago, he was the only problem of Nigeria. 2 years ago, he was the only person that constituted all manner of insecurity in Nigeria. He was the one who is more deadlier than Boko Haram. He was everything that Nigeria don't want to see. Today, as Simon Ekpa take the Biafra liberation to the next level, the same people are now calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the most sensible person. These are hypocrites. These are devilish people. These are criminals that only thing they want to do is to give dog a bad name in order to kill it. They have given that name to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They themselves were the one who condemned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same people today, they have seen that, yes, indeed, someone actually followed this footstep of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and ready to drag all of them to Biafra land. So when we get to Biafra land, we will treat their fuck up very well. Today, the same people who gave the bad name to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in order to be kidnapped. They slandered his name, blackmailed him to other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. All of them today has come to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very sensible. Now it is Simon Ekpa is the problem. These people who are just evil from birth refuse to understand why Simon Ekpa have decided to take this thing upon himself to liberate the people of Biafra who has been subjugated and chained with Islamic State agenda. They found themselves in a hole. They tagged us, thought, in a circle, because they thought that they have actually systematically conquered everybody by dividing, creating states, dividing us, changing the demography and map of Biafra people. And at the end of the day, they structured out 5 tiny states, called it 5 Eastern states. And they say, let us continue to divide them. And now they tell you, oh, you are talking about Biafra. You are just 5 states in the circle. We have come to destroy their evil agenda. Today, you will understand that the plan of the Islamic State has failed. Today, the Biafra people are proudly announcing the 40th state, which is called the United States of Biafra. 40 complete states, cut across board, including in the area where they claim they were never Biafra. I have come to learn from what Biafra did wrong in 1967 to 1970. I have come to learn what Wazirike did wrong from the time he started the Biafra movement, and I have come to learn what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did right and was in the process of doing before they planned and kidnapped him. I continue from there, and today we are where we are. They are not resting. Those IPOB Nigeria are not resting as well. Every given opportunity, they think that there is infight in the Biafra government. They will say, oh, their hope now is that they are fighting. And they are hoping that there is infight in the Biafra government. That is to tell you that, like we said, they are cursed. They are cursed. And they can never rise again. Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy. Biafra has been restored in 2023. We have a government, we have a structure of the government of Biafra, we have every department that made Biafra government a legitimate government. The people of Biafra are loyal to the government, both in the exile and in the homeland. We have governors, state administrators in all the 40 states of Biafra. We have the deputy governors, which is called administrators. We have the secretary of state of each state in Biafra land. We have the chairmen and managers of county and district. If you do not understand that with this structure we have now, one day you will sleep in Nigeria and wake up in Biafra, it means that you are an idiot. I told you that by the time I finish with Nigeria, you will sleep in Nigeria one day and wake up in Biafra. The next phase is to set up the police of Biafra. The reason why we have not set up the police is because it is going to be state police. Every state will have their police. Every state will be independent. It is going to be local police, and there is no interference from the central government of Biafra. The military is a joint military. It's one military that will protect the territorial integrity of Biafra. When one state is attacked, it means that you have attacked all of us. So my people, for those who are asking when are you going to declare Biafra, we have already declared Biafra. We are only waiting for us to conclude the last phase of the Biafra government, and one day you will sleep and wake up in Biafra. Like I said, then we must capture every cranny of the Biafra territory.
Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic. But an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious, our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra, we shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by our enlightenment. Biafra, Biafra, shining forever.
Greetings, wonderful people of Biafra and lovers of freedom. I bring you message of joy and happiness from the Biafran Republic government in exile. First and foremost, if you cannot cope up with the Biafran government in exile modus operandi, you better back off now, because we are getting into a very tough phase of the liberation. I salute all of you, and we must continue. Greetings to all Biafrans and lovers of freedom and haters of Biafra, and those that have decided to make money from one Nigeria by coming to die in Biafra land. The defense of Biafra land will continue to be fortified and intensified, because it is our mandate to make sure Biafra land is safe, secured, and defended and protected. Yes, in Twitter X, we have over 100 watching, but here from the studio, we are seeing a number of 35. In Twitter, we have over 145 people. But here it's showing 35 in total. So then in YouTube, you have over 35 in the first 10 minutes. But we must continue because the suppression against the message of Biafra is mind-blowing. All right, first and foremost, greetings from the Biafran Republic government in exile. The Prime Minister is doing the needful, and he gives you all greetings. And all the cabinet members of the government, they throw away their salute to all of you. To Biafrans back home, we salute you for everything you're doing. This is coming from the office of the Information Minister of the BRGIE. We must commend all Biafrans in the media for the work that they are doing. We appreciate you so much for sharing and posting and creating awareness and making the message to continue to go far and wide, because Biafra is here already. If you listen to the message of the Prime Minister, which I played, he enunciated a lot of achievement that the BRGIE had achieved in 2023, and we are not even counting of 2024. So when you enumerate all of them, you see that Biafra is here already, and we are looking up to the Biafra mass exodus of 2024. And the mass exodus is loading. So if you have not gotten your ticket to Finland, do so that you can be proud to hit your chest tomorrow and said, I pinned my signature on the Biafran Declaration document, December 2024. Yes, we won and we continue to won, and I will warn again that every Biafran, especially those in the media, starting from all the ministers of the cabinet of the government, down to Biafrans back home, who knows that input and effort does a lot in the media. The media is another weapon for this government. So you are hereby reminded again. The Prime Minister had made a press release on this, and I continue to remind you, and I am reminding you again today, starting from all the ministers of the government of BRGIE, down to every Biafran in the homeland. You are not permitted to analyze the video of the legal team on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. You are not permitted to correct them of whatever they say. You are not permitted to expose anything that they are saying. You are not permitted to correct them in any way. You are not permitted to analyze. You are not permitted to interpret in any form. The only thing you have to do is you share their video, you comment, you walk away, you like, you repost, you retweet. Invariably, if you cannot stand the message that they are giving from their reportage or from their press release, you ignore what they are doing. Yes, allow them to explore what they have in the legal framework. Let them do what they are doing and let them deliver. Yes, the BRGI is in full charge of this Biafran government, and the responsibility and the mandate of BRGI is to see that every Biafran is defended at all costs. Biafra land is defended at all costs. Our mandate is to see that we stand in for every Biafran incarcerated and detained, every Biafran maltreated in one way or another, every Biafran dehumanized, every Biafran in any capacity that is being treated inhumanely. The Biafran government mandate is to see that Biafra is restored. Defend Biafra land, defend the Biafran people, speak for the Biafran people, and stand in for the Biafran people. We are all IPOBs. IPOB means the indigenous people of Biafra. Yes, every Biafran is an indigenous person of Biafra. Even the stupid and foolish and stinky governors, senators and ministers, police commissioners, reps, and whatever they call themselves, traditional rulers, that have made themselves the slave boys of the Fulanis of one Nigeria. They are all IPOBs. The governors you see, starting from Soludo, Oti, Umahi, Wike, Governor Odom, and Otu, all of them of Cross River, going down to Rivers, Delta Bayelsa, Enugu, Ebonyi, all of them in the whole Eastern region, Imo State, Abia, Anambra, they are all IPOBs. By birth, yes. They inherited it by birth. They are all IPOBs. So when you saw them come out to use their mouth to say they are proscribing IPOB, they are likewise proscribing themselves. And we don't give a damn about what they are saying. So stay clear and stay away from doing anything with every legal press release from MNK's legal team. We don't want you to dabble into it. Stay clear. Focus on creating awareness for Biafran referendum, the Biafran ID card, the database system, the Biafran Convention in Finland, the Biafran government in exile fundraising, the Biafra Defense Forces that has all the armed wings defending Biafra land. We need more money than any other thing now because we want to buy the most sophistication of weapons. That is what we want to hear. We don't want to hear you dabble into issues and matters that will not change your stay as a Biafran. Leave the legal framework for the legal team of MNK. They are doing their work and let them do their best. At this point, that is the instruction from the Biafran government, and you should not do otherwise. If you're actually serving the interests of this very government and you are loyal to this Biafran government, adhere to these instructions. Listen to every press releases from the Prime Minister's office, because at this very time, we don't do as we did do before. We do as the government talk am. Yes. Time has changed, and the modus operandi changes. The Prime Minister can change the tactics and change the statements in any time. So whatever he says goes. That is how a government, most especially the one fighting for emerging nation of our kind, with tough-minded people and stubborn kind of people, where we have so much of betrayal sect. There is only one sheriff in town, and that sheriff is the Prime Minister of this very government. We have only one leader of this very government in exile and de facto in the homeland, and everyone must adhere to whatever instruction comes out from his table. Now, you must, as a matter of fact and urgency, focus on the rising sun, and you must ignore whatever, yes, I said it, you must ignore whatever the Fulani slave boys are doing. Let me take a sip because today is Sunday. That is to cool my throat. We are not going to last for too long because today is Sunday. A lot of things are going on, a lot of meetings on the ground. Biafra is our cause. No matter what happens, we keep fighting, and the fire continues to burn. Now, you have to keep your eyes on the rising sun, and the rising sun is the ball of Biafra, the Biafran government in exile. Ignore and forget about whatever utterances the 5 Igbo governors came out to give you. Yes. Because the question you should ask yourself is that, where were they when the senators stood up from the National Assembly and the House of Reps demanding the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the Senate chambers and the House of Reps? Where were the 5 Igbo governors? Why did they wait until when they saw the senators rise up from the House of Reps and the Senate chambers before they later came to do the showy display? And another question you should also ask the senators and the House of Reps members is that, why did it take you people 3 years before you came to formal conclusion that we need to go and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And why are you attributing or using insecurity as a factor to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because when we listen to all of you foolish senators and governors and ministers and anyone serving the interests of one Nigeria, you're using the factor of, for the interest of peace and insecurity in the Southeast, we are begging Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In the first instance, is it Tinubu that was the president of Nigeria when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped? You see how you reason? Tinubu was at the back door planning it. But who was the president? Why have you guys ignored the president that was in charge? So if to say tomorrow now, just tomorrow will be August, Tinubu just by now, then they can't carry Shetima put there as president. You people will now be going like foul. You'll be running like foul to go after Shetima now. And you say, Shetima, release Nnamdi Kanu, you're the one holding Nnamdi Kanu. How foolish can you people be? Senators and governors of Biafra land serving the interests of one Nigeria in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. The people that planned the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in collaboration with you people, governors and senators of Igbo land, that was Malami and Buhari, the impostor in Aso Rock. Today, you people have left them scot-free, right? People are now shouting Tinubu, because you now bring Biafran leader, transcended his matter to the next president. When the next president comes, people will now transcend to another one. You know what I am very happy about? I'm so happy that I happen to be born and I am amongst the Biafrans that are standing shoulder to shoulder with the Prime Minister in this 21st century to fight for Biafran freedom, where you talk of resilience, never going back. Because when you guys kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, many of you ran into the bushes, some of you ran back to one Nigeria, some of you went for Obi when they gave you Obi as an option. You abandoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention. You said it's Obi that will come to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's Obi that will come to give you Biafra. And in the middle of your madness, Obi was telling you in a public show that Biafra died 55 years ago and should never be allowed to come back again. And then in his own reign, he will never give a way for it to come back. And yet, you were still convincing yourself that Obi will bring Biafra. Obi will bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. The same Obi was telling you, for the Fulani terrorists, hey, I will reintegrate them back into the society to come and finish the unfinished business that they have started by killing and raping and cutting off of heads of your babies, children, women, and men. How foolish you guys are. So what made the senators of the National Assembly, the red chambers, and the green chambers, what made them to wait till 2023 before they started moving a motion, writing petition, and getting over 50 signatures to petition the National Assembly to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What made you guys in the National Assembly to sit down and to talk and deliberate on Biafra using the name of my Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa? Before you will kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you lock him up, you throw away the key until when you like. And nobody was there to stand the ground and to finger the zoo on their blockers and to bring hell out of them. But this time, there happened to be an answered prayer, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had prayed in Jerusalem and asked God to give him someone that will stand to fire one Nigeria. That came at the right time. And we thank God for giving us the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Now, the same question that should go back to the senators and to the showy display deceit and Fulani slave governors of Igbo land. When the Miyetti Allah terrorist leader was released, did you hear about all this showy display in the media that you people are making as Igbo governors? Did you hear about this showy display that you people are making as senators, Igbo senators or senators of Southeast? That you want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you're making petition, you're bringing it to the public, you're making everybody to hear about it. You make noise to gratification so that you have glory, so that your name will be on record. When Miyetti Allah terrorist leader was released, did you hear of all this noise in the media? Did you know of the negotiations that was done behind the scene through the back door? No, none of you hear of it. Okay. Now, when Wandume, a terrorist kingpin that has kidnapped, killed, destroyed communities, raped women and children, desolated communities, and take over everything, when he was released a month or two ago, did you hear of the negotiations that led to his release? Or did you hear of the senators that partook to the plea of his release? Did you hear of the conditions that related to his release? Did you know of the governors that led to his release? You should remember that the vice president of Nigeria is the leader of the Boko Haram terrorists. So why should there be nuisance or noise everywhere to the release of a fellow terrorist, of which he is the leader, the hierarchy? Now, when Sunday Igboho was released, did you hear of the Yoruba governors making noise in the media or telling you what they did and how they do or what they are going to do to the release of Sunday Igboho and the withdrawal of all the charges against him? Now, did you hear of the senators as well, of the Yoruba extracts, making noise and telling you what they did through the back door? Okay, let us go to Sowore. When Sowore was released, did any of you knew of the conditions that were given or whatever truths they signed? Did any of you know the governors that plead before it happened? Did any of you know about the senators that plead before it happened? Now, let me now go to the Boko Haram terrorists that are released on a daily basis. Do you know of the truths that is signed to their release? Do you know of the conditions attached? Do you know of the governors or the senators in the National Assembly or in the Senate House or in the State House of Assembly or whatever assembly they call them, or the ministers? Do you know the truth that is involved? Did they unveil it to you? You don't know. Now, they said the first set of terrorists that were rehabilitated, they were told they should keep the conditions of their reinduction secret, that they should not bring it to the public. This is coming from a former hierarchy that served in that position. The news is there on the media. Now, let us talk about the Fulani Boko Haram terrorists that are released on a daily basis now, and the ones that are reintegrated back into the army, the police, the navy, and the air force. When Musa was asked on Channel's television interview, which they call, was it the town hall meeting or something? He was asked, how are you coping with the Boko Haram terrorists reintegration into the army and the defense forces? He said it is working very well. So I'm asking you now, which senator, which governor did you see that came to tell you the conditions applied to the reintegration of the Boko Haram terrorists back into the army, the air force, the navy, the police, the civil defense, and every armed groups of one Nigeria? Even Musa himself did not tell you the conditions. Musa did not tell you how it is done, but Musa only told you that it is working very well. that the federal government of Nigeria adopted the approach, and it was part of the trainers that trained them. So now I am coming back to the 5 Igbo governors and senators and criminals. Why are you making noise in the media? Why are you creating unnecessary sin? Why are you deceiving the entire nation of Biafra? Because your showy display of deceit has made many people who were sleeping to wake up and start also talking. And this also draws to the conclusion that these people may have benefited financially to what you did to the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they keep quiet. Now that they have seen you talk, they say, oh, that means our leaders of the kidnap have talked. Let us also go and talk. They don't know that they are just talking to deceive the masses. Biafran people, do not be deceived by the 5 Igbo governors and senators and religious leaders and traditional leaders. Keep focus on the ball. It is what you do that will bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. It is what the Biafran government says and does that will bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. Above all, stay away from involving or analyzing or opening or exposing anything that the legal team, the lawyers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are saying. Do not be part of it. The Biafran government in exile condemns it at this very point. We need a serene environment for them to do their work, allow them to do so. But you can tackle the 5 criminal Fulani boys that call themselves governors of Igbo land. So governors of Igbo lands, when you kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and when you plan, did you come to the public to make this showy display of deceit? Oh, you did not come. Now what you're doing is to come and give credence to yourself, thereby convincing the public that you are the one that will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that the glory will come to you. You kidnap him, and then you torture him. Then, in Biafrans resisting the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and protesting in a very civil manner by observing civil disobedience, you will now be coming to kill them from their houses, kill them from wherever they are working. Then now, we are now coming to say, oh, we are the good guys. We want to come and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so clap for us. Oh, Southeast governors. Oh, 5 Igbo governors. Oh, I'm clapping for you. Nisiochi, I'm clapping for you. Hey, Ewu of our time, I'm clapping for you. 5 Igbo governors. Oh, you do well. You kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, and now you're coming to release him. Oh, you do well. Ewu. You don't look at the Fulani senators to see what they are doing to protect their people and to keep them safe. Your own is to kidnap your own children, kill them, proscribe them. At the end of the day, you come back to look for glory. So, Biafran government in exile had given One Nigeria the commission and the condition on how we want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu freed. When you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you hand him over to the Prime Minister, and he will receive him all the way in Finland, in the Biafran government house, in exile. And then Biafrans will hear from him and see that he is the one speaking, and we will feel him like this and know that this is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is when we will hear any other thing from you. So, Biafrans, ignore and disregard the Igbo governors, the senators, and their utterances and whatever that they are making. They are coming to buy time so that whatever you were doing, in whichever way that you are intensifying your effort in the support and pursuit of the restoration of Biafra, so that you will calm down. Because when you hear, oh, they are going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will start jubilating and then you go and relax. When we say do sit at home, you say, oh, no, sit at home, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. The criminal governors have promised to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. Why didn't they bring him out all along? Why do they have to come and make showy display to bring him out? Why can't they go and just engage behind the doors and then bring him out without making noise? Why do they have to come out and make publicity first? Why do they have to come out and make noise first that they want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before they will do it? When they wanted to kidnap him, did they come and make noise first that they want to kidnap him before they did it? Did they come to tell you in public the way they are coming to make noise like this? That is where you should understand that there is a mind game that is being played here. So ignore this mind game and do not allow it to carry you away. Focus on the ball. Continue support, continue doing everything that you have been doing to this very government to see to the restoration of the independent states of Biafra, the United States of Biafra. If you have not voted, go and vote. If you have not acquired your Biafra ID card, go to the database system and do so. If you have not located your Biafra license in your country, go and do so now. Head down to the website of the Biafran government in exile. You will see all the numbers therein. On the contact pane, you will see all the contact numbers of the Biafran government in exile in all the countries and continents. Choose the one that is related to your country, pick the number, contact your liaison or admin or coordinators of your countries or reps, and then hear from them and know what is happening so that you will be in line. You must, as a matter of fact, as far as you're in diaspora, you must know what is happening in your country and how Biafrans in your country are contributing to the Biafran liberation so that you can give your quota. If you're not giving your quota today, it will be too late and too bad for you, because the time will come when we will not even need to disturb or to ask anybody of shishi. Yes, we are telling all Biafrans to go and support the Biafran government in exile. The time is now, and let it not be too late, because when it becomes too late, it will be also too late for you. And every Biafran going forward, some of you don't want to be on the Twitter X space. You have to be on the Twitter X or the X social media. That is where we are making announcements that relate to official pronouncement of this government. We don't do anything with Facebook. We don't do anything with YouTube, because those sides, they have collected money. They sanction whatever we say. If you're watching from YouTube now or you're watching from Facebook, you're just watching. But we don't make public or publish official announcement of the government from there. You may see it by proxy, but not directly from the offices of the Prime Minister or from the ministers of the government. Their official handle where they make announcements is on the Twitter X handle. Twitter or X handle, whichever name you call it. Formerly it was Twitter, now they changed it to X. That is where you follow all the ministers and you get first-hand information. The Prime Minister is not on Facebook. The Prime Minister is not on YouTube. The Prime Minister is only on the official page of Twitter or X, as you call it. Go there, follow him, key in. Like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, every Biafran must be on Twitter. Every Biafran must be on X handle. Go and follow us there, listen to us there, follow every announcement and instructions there, if you are a Biafran. When the president of Kenya hosted a space interaction, a conversation with Kenyans, as Kenyan youths are fighting the government of the day, protesting to remove the demons that they have as leaders. The president of Kenya hosted a Twitter space 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. The Kenyan youth tuned in live with over 140K. That is 140K, 140,000 with their life. If I ask some of you now, When Prime Minister is live, how many of you tunes into his program on Twitter X? You prefer to sit down to be watching on Facebook and YouTube because you want to stay where you want. You don't want to go to where they say go. But there on Twitter X, the Kenyans were all there to engage their president and to talk to him. They entered the space, they spoke. They said that they hear him firsthand, not as transmitted from another network. They hear him direct. Your own as a Biafran is that when they say go to Twitter X, everybody should be on Twitter. This one was saying, I don't want to go to Twitter. If I go to Nigeria now, they may stop me. My business of going to Nigeria will stop. Do you know that you're foolish? You are not thinking of your life as you're thinking of your business. When there is no life, how can there be business? Wake up. Support Biafran government in exile and we move. Ignore the 5 Igbo Fulani boys governors that spoke. Focus on the rising sun. Take every message from the Prime Minister. Continue to support financially and otherwise. Pay your BLT tax. Go for your ID card. Visit the website. Continue to cast your vote and to help others. And then, no Biafran at this point is allowed to analyze, dabble, or interpret or expose any video of press release from the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the message. Focus on the instructions of the government. And we move. I salute all of you. Dewo Omo Chineke from here.